Dan and Melissa, thanks about 2420. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus, peoples. Holy crap. I'm in the chat.
Bruh. Bruh.
Hey, traders. Welcome to episode 998 of the show. Episode 1000 looms. And, we're starting the show like we normally always do. Not much of a change has happened. What's up, crypto artist man?
Is that a joint?
Bruh.
Hit that like. Can we look at that after initial discussion, please?
Sure, crypto artist. Thank you, man. Bat, yeah? take a gander. Thanks, Dan and Melissa, the Iowa Jesus peoples, for that 2420. They tipped me before the stream started. So that's why you see the two Iowa Hawkeyes in the jar. I just wanted them to get recognition for that. That's all world. So thank y'all, seriously. But yeah, we'll look at Batch right after this, man, where some interesting stuff's going on. All right, there's a bearish narrative. There's not really too much of a bullish narrative besides the one that I'm kind of giving literally right now, which is the fact that you do have a falling wedge pattern in a prevailing uptrend, which I understand. Okay, I really do get the fact that you've made a lower high than the previous high. Even both these highs are lower than the previous high before it in February. I understand. Somewhat distribution. The Wyckoff narrative, yes. But nothing certain, especially nothing certain with Wyckoff or even a bearish breakout until you fall below 8,500. So you got to talk about what could happen if bulls take, or they still are in control. If we end up making a higher low here than we do back from freaking May 11th, why would it happen? It would happen because look at your oscillators. Look at your MACD. Extremely nice looking. And then you even, what did we talk about yesterday? The shortening of the thrust. We could be in the midst of the shortening of the thrust. Oftentimes when you get those shortening of the thrusts, you get tail end divergence. You're getting that on the RSI. You're making a low on price and an identical low on candle close, and you're making higher levels of relative strength. Class B bullish divergence. So now you got help on both of these oscillators. Not only that, you go to the 60-minute and you can see somehow more RSI divergence, where it's the same thing, right? You make a low, you make like the same low, and you make higher levels of relative strength. So you got the scrub peasant time scales. Well, I mean, 4 hours not a peasant, but 60 minutes surely is. So you got the peasant time scale, you've got the lord time scale, because it's not a king. It's, you know, it's like in between, saying good stuff, impending price action versus the upside. Daily not giving us too much. Weekly bearishly engulfed, which is kind of, you know, a little disturbing, right? You don't want to get follow through price action. But at the end of the day, we know 8,500 is that breaking point. I don't want to see us touch 8,500 again, because that's where this comes into play. Okay, dude. Where you do have the Wyckoff. Like, I think we hit 8,500 again. You're at the end of phase D, and you would soon, unless a major fake out happened, you would soon break that to the downside. All right, we got our buying climax, automatic rally, secondary test, sign of weakness, up thrust, another sign of weakness, your rally, last point of supply, another, you know, last point of supply, and maybe here it could be our, if we don't pivot, if this divergence really doesn't start playing out soon, and we start dumping, then this was another last point of supply, right? So you just got to be cognizant of both situations where there's an edge for the bulls, but they're just not edges for bulls on like the daily or weekly, which is always the best, right? Always the most reliable. So would love to not see 8,500 to pivot here, and then we rally, and then we make those targets with Fibonacci where we go right back. Where we go back and we go from the high point of the structure to the low point. And as you can see, a 50% retrace, 9,300. Secondary target, 9,455, right? I mean, this is a universal way of trading. One can trade Bitcoin, they can trade corn itself, literal corn, CFDs on corn, cattle futures, they can trade Nvidia, Activision Blizzard, they can trade GE, they can trade literal sugar, silver, golds, the same way, right? You have a falling wedge pattern, you have divergence with about, I don't know, we're at 80 to 85% to the maturation of this pattern, right? How do we know that? Look how deep you are. This is the apex is here. This is how deep you are. That's how you know the percentage of development of the pattern. So that's a good amount of coinciding variables. It's enough coinciding variables for a reasonable person to take a trade on it, to take a long. And again, the first target, 50% retrace, secondary target, 618. Boom. That's it. So, again, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Hope you had a good holiday yesterday. I got to spend time with the family after the stream. Had some barbecue, asparagus, tomatoes. You know, keto. Had one whiskey drink. Whiskey and water and ice. Wow. So, Bat. That was requested by Mr. Artist. I don't know. Looking at it pretty vanilla. All right. You're sideways. Oh, looking at the 60 minute. Is that what it was? I think it was 60 minute. Yeah. I mean, this is it, dude. Look at this range. Certainly range bound between 19.3 cents and 21.2 cents, right? You have the peak, and what was the lowest low after that peak was created? Right here. So holding within the range. You're at the midpoint of the range, so not too much of an edge. Though, yeah, I really do like the fact that BAT just keeps painting higher lows. Higher lows, and right here, I liked it from, you know, May 21st and 25th. That's like, it was like double bottoming with accumulation. I mean, it's like, look, you sprung and you kind of technically back tested the spring and you rallied, but you're not making higher highs yet. Solely going to be dependent on Bitcoin performance, right? If Bitcoin's going to decide to dump, you know, look, you got the big moves that would come soon, because we know we're probably in phase D of Wyckoff, and we're nearing the apex of the falling wedge. So either way it goes, it's going to be a big move. That's going to determine where BAT's probably going, dude. Right? It's been in an uptrend for months now, but has been skating sideways since the middle of this month, May 13th. So top of the range, 21.2 cents, and then the bottom of the range, 19.3. Wow. Hope y'all enjoy this is my retirement. You know, this is my retirement shirt. I look like I'm a 70-year-old living in Florida somewhere, like Destin. I don't wear this that often, but when I do, I have athletic shorts on and tennis shoes, so you're only seeing half of it. Oh yeah, and be sure to join the Discord if you haven't. Nearly 6,000 members strong. Wonderful community full of adults that like talking about charts, trading, financial news, all that, man. Great community. I mean, you know, is it rainbow of a shirt? I mean, it has multiple colors, but I mean, I wouldn't technically call it a rainbow shirt. It's kind of like, again, it's like the boomer retirement shirt. Okay, so that. Let's look at Ethereum real quick. Switching on over to the second largest market cap coin out there. Kind of disappointing, kind of not, kind of, oh my god, how could this rally here, you know? It sucks, dude. I mean, the thing is though, divergence showed up on the 60 minute. Not sure the 4 hour. I mean, you certainly have a supply line just like Bitcoin. Like that. Jeffy, man, oh my god, let's go! Dang it.
How about we look at our favorite retirement metal?
Oh yeah, you're talking about copper, right? Thanks, Jeffy, man. Holy crap. We'll get some hype in the chat for Jeffy. Yes, we will certainly look at golds. Getting a little spooked. Oh my god, dude, hey! H-bar. I just had this up on my screen. What's up, Jaw, dude? Look at the H-bar. Like, double bottoming. Was there divergence connect to? Yeah, divergence.
Happy Tuesday, brother. USA. What are your thoughts on the song coin everyone is raging over? Seems like the typical pump just from Coinbase and dump, but I could be wrong. Thank you for what you do, bro.
I don't know, man. I like looking at companies that make hundreds of millions of dollars, you know, on a regulated market for investment opportunities. I don't know, man. OMG, it did exactly what OXT did. It did exactly what Bitcoin Cash did. It's doing exactly what most altcoins that get listed to Coinbase do, and that's they pump insanely because they're extremely low liquidity. It's the flavor of the second coin. I don't know, man. OMG, partnering with somebody, doing something, you know. Thank you, dudes. Sorry. And I mean, it maybe is a great project. I just don't, you know, spend all the time in the world, you know, looking at S coins. All right, so we have a breakout. I mean, you did break the, here's your golds. Broke that confirmation line, right? The back test, you finally hit it. Lower highs, consecutive lower highs, people risking off. But what is in development here, chat? Oh my God. Why, gold, do you always paint these fantastic looking patterns? They could make us all very happy at some point. Unfortunately, with what you could see is maybe a falling wedge here, you have absolutely no edge on the 4 hour. There's no like bullish divergence like Bitcoin's showing, and Bitcoin's wedge looks even better than this one. So a little bit wider. But yeah, hey, we never back tested the symmetrical triangle when we broke out of it, did we? No, we just went straight up. And so soon it looks like you would be testing it. You're close enough to it. So yeah, you might have a bullish looking pattern, but unfortunately the oscillators aren't telling me anything, right? Because what is the way we swing trade? We use coinciding variables, right? We have a bullish pattern. Well, does it have bullish divergence? No. Only negative momentum is just building. And you're near oversold. I mean, this is the lowest the RSI has been since May 1st, which happened to be when we pivoted off that Probst bullish Gartley he identified after the shark. Oh my God. So, if you're thinking about horizontal line support, you say, hey, screw all this Bulkowski stuff, man. Take a look left, 1703. Could be tested again. 60 minute telling us anything? Any hope at all? Nope, no hope at all bearish convergence. But a beautiful looking pattern that maybe, you know, it keeps selling off, it rallies, makes a lower high and dumps again. And maybe we get deeper into the maturation of this pattern, and then we start showing bullish reversal signals. Just not yet, Jeffy man. All right. 1762. It was hit like the Jesus man, and it reversed. And now we're at 1711. Again, man, it's like, really? You're trying to tell me that gold did that when the S&P 500 did this? That's exactly what a risk-off asset would probably do on a day like today, where huge markup, gapped up. What did it hit? And no higher. Perfectly. What's the support resistance from history we were talking about? Was it 3,100? Was it 3,002? No, it was 3,020. You know that if you watch a stream. Also, the 200-day moving average right there. Look left. Not a joke, man. That was it. If you broke this 2950-ish area, which was also a critical reversal area, right? You reversed majorly, which we did reverse. We reversed like 2 or 3 times. Now in this area, we pivoted, making a higher low, and we ran back up to it. And so that's what people were talking about. Wyckoff distribution. It's like, I don't know, man, right? You gave it a bunch of attempts to break down, and you just couldn't do it. And so you gapped up to the next area, and at the close, the last 30 minutes of trading, it did get pretty gnarly, where you did get a bearish engulfing candle, and there is a gap fill at 29.57 or so. Easily could happen for a back test before running again to higher prices. 4 hour on the S&P, you've gapped up above the 200 moving average, which, remember, up until last week, we had not even touched that moving average since February 26th, man. Pretty wild. Is that a shooting star on the daily for the S&P? Maybe. Yeah, that's somewhat of a shooting star reversal. Anything bearish has, if it plays out, it underperforms vastly before reversing after making higher lows and goes again, right? Yeah. So 29.50 something is a target for a gap fill and also a back test, right? It would be healthy to back test the old reversal area as support. It'd be very good to do that. Healthy. Whatever, that's price action. And then it runs again. But dude, I'll tell you this on the S&P 500. If you break this 3020 area, there's not much of any kind of resistance till the 786, which is 3135. Kind of confluent with a mini peak from late November of last year. Hard to fight the Fed. Really is, man. So with all that going on, is it any wonder why gold is doing this and has been selling off? Let me read this for you. With the S&P 500 pushing back above the psychologically important 3,000 level for the first time since March, David Rosenberg weighed in on the market's recovery from the March lows, pointing out the correlation between the Fed's recovery programs and the market exuberance. The market has added $3 trillion in market cap from its lows, the namesake of Rosenberg Research and Associates said on CNBC today, which coincides with the $3 trillion added to the Fed's balance sheet following the liquidity, credit, and lending programs implemented at the height of the market unrest. I like saying tumult. Sounds better. So it's an L-shaped recovery. L standing for liquidity, he said. So you all know this, but the Federal Reserve conducted emergency rate cuts in early March, followed by discount window rate cuts and programs that allowed the purchase of commercial paper, treasury securities, and municipal debt. The Fed is also acting as a backstop of sorts for the Treasury's PPP program, small business loan program, extending credit to banks. All right, very interesting stuff, man. Money printer go burr. Can we get some burrs in the chat while Bitcoin sells off to 88.15?
Bruh.
Wow. Join the Discord or be destroyed. It's pretty much the only option. Burrs in the chat. More burrs or I'm going on strike, dude. 88.08 Bitcoin wicking down. So, the thing is, there's always the small offshoot chance Bitcoin could somehow find a way to show triple MACD bullish divergence on that 4-hour. Would be nuts. What's up, Shui Eric, man? All the burrs, perfect, dude. That makes me feel a lot better. And you're probably propping up the market with those burrs. Yeah. Okay, we're good. So what? All right. So we have an altcoin that is doing wonderfully today. And I was starting to count it out, but what happened on the 4-hour? Seller exhaustion set in. And it was too late for me. But let's take a look at it. Oh yeah, we'll look at futures. Sure. So ZRX, bullish Harami yesterday, follow through price action today. But look at this on the 4-hour. How one could have perceived it falling wedge. Breakout. Trying to get above this turbulent area, 35.39 cents look left. You know what that is, man. That's the top of like the range, right? I mean, you have peak from October 2019, February 2020. We're trying to get back above that now. I don't know if you'll get there, but I'll tell you, certainly targets for just a trade of a wedge breakout would be the 50% in 618. Same way we sized up Bitcoin at the beginning of the stream. 50% retrace, 39.6 cents. The 618, 42.09 cents. Boom. Gonna miserably fail if Bitcoin starts dumping. You know it. It's almost like a disclaimer. Hey, we're looking at an altcoin, so understand this altcoin is powerless if Bitcoin beckons to the downside. Okay. Oh, you know, this is your 600th episode of tuning in. Well, thanks, man, for being here. Thanks, everyone, for the support. I can't even believe episode 1000 is coming. I mean, in 2 episodes. It's like, so that's Thursday, I think, right? Ridiculous. It's been an honor for all of them. The good days, the bad days. You know, the bullish days, the bearish days, but most importantly, the non-eventful days with no volatility. Those are the, you know, can be the most difficult days for the streamer. Okay. All right, man. All right. Yeah, so someone wanted to see a Forex pair. You know, this has been Probst's golden child. For real. You know, Bulkowski patterns, range pattern, it doesn't, rectangle, it's fine. The euro, man. The euro to the US dollar. I mean, that's gorgeous, isn't it? And you're right at the supply line or just the sell wall. Clear, discernible sell wall. Nice rally. After what, dude? This is what we talked about last week. After back testing this area, these peaks as old peaks as support. Look at this 200 moving average and a bullish hammer. This is like a bullish pin bar almost. Reversal before going again. So I do think that if you do break this 1.09818 area and you're going to 1.10958, oh, that'd be perfect for Probst 58. Yeah, and I mean, if you wanted to think about it differently, like Bulkowski or something, of course you can. And this is the way we kind of looked at it initially, I know. But it was like a left shoulder, head, right shoulder. And the right shoulder was amazing for us. I mean, it just seemed to me because of just the extended amount of divergence you were seeing on the RSI. Oh man, that was a good sign. I know Probst killed it on this one. So, you know, the name of the game now is, of course, there is, you know, think about it. If you really start reversing here, you're going to show bearish divergence on a double top. So like class B bearish divergence at the top of a range. So that might be a shorting opportunity for somebody. I mean, it's reasonable. So breaking this though, much higher, I mean, somewhat higher prices. I mean, if you look at this like a head and shoulders of some sort, you just take the size of the range, whatever, you know, it's rectangle, inverse head and shoulders, whatever you call it. And this would yield you a price of 1.12138. Which is also a major potential reversal area, as you can see from history. We've tested that a lot. All right, euro to the US dollar. Anyone?
Bruh.
Questions? Concerns? Well, they've got episode 2000 show. Oh my God, man! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I mean, let's not get cocky. There's still a couple more episodes I have to do before episode 1000. So if I get arrogant and cocky, I may not even make it to episode 1000, right? Who knows? So Brandon Buller, you've only been watching a few months, but you've learned so much. Well, thank you, man. Thanks, everyone. Really. Words of encouragement. Y'all my peoples, dude.
Get into the meditative state is to begin.
So money grows on trees. Brookolinos. So Julia. Maybe the real treasure was the friends. Wasn't it? Wouldn't it be maybe the real treasure were the friends we made along the way? Yeah, maybe that's it, dude.
And allow yourself
So cool. Jim. Oh, it's Rimlog, dude. Just scrolling up, seeing who's here, you know. Oh, we're doing a roll call right now.
To the general hum and buzz of the world.
Buy AMC and print tendies. Yeah. Of course. How could... It was just too perfect. Okay. So,
Identify the sounds you hear.
XRP? Whatever, man. I mean, this broke its... I mean, any way you look at it, its channel was broken. And now you've just got this down-sloping resistance you've been unable to test. I mean, you have clear distribution and a buy wall going on. And yeah, you do. Like, I mean, this is where it's time to count out XRP and everyone else. But you can't argue the fact that there is a little bit of divergence. But again, if you got a buy wall propping the price up like this, it's like descending triangle stuff. So the 4-hour oscillator is implying a reversal to the upside soon. But the price action looks ugly. It looks pretty bad, man. Like where you've broken a structure that you've been in, and now you're just, when you do rally, you're still making lower highs than the previous high before it, over and over and over again. It's kind of bad, dude. All right, Bitcoin starts dumping. XRP is probably going to outperform. It'll probably have some of the sickest, fattest losses. I don't know, man. Looking at the longs chart, it doesn't really like do anything because it's one exchange. One sec. Thanks for the 555 people tuned in. Yeah, if you're enjoying the live stream, hit the like button, that bell. That's up. Sorry, saving something real quick. Yeah, if you're in the Discord, you're always going to be notified when I go live. Always, man. Hold on. Deep breaths. Yeah, something else. I mean, just another one. Dude, it almost looks identical, doesn't it? Litecoin to XRP. Or it's just Litecoin to US dollar, but it looks just like XRP where there's distribution going on, mass amounts of distribution, and you just got this little scrub buy wall around $42, just barely holding on. And it has just underperformed immensely, right? I mean, contextually. If this was the Bitcoin chart, and we were talking about percentage retraces, Bitcoin would be up here. It'd be at like $77, $78. But this is Litecoin. Its performance of Bitcoin has been terrible. And now is it almost like you could see, almost just eyeball the left shoulder, head, right shoulder? God. Are you kidding me? Is that what it is? I don't know. I'm just screwing around here, you know. You see a neckline here. It's always good when a pattern shows up because of like, you know, hey, we went along Bitcoin because of the, maybe for a short-term trade because of the oscillators and the pattern and all that. And it's like, well, if it fails, one could be short on Litecoin at the same time and they get stopped out of Litecoin while Bitcoin pumps, or they get stopped out of Bitcoin all along while they're short Litecoin while it dumps, right? And it's just like, well, there you go. That's pretty disgusting. That's pretty nasty looking. I mean, after a pathetic run up, now you're making, you know, again, distribution. I don't know, man. I'm just starting to feel a little about it. Activision got hit hard today. You know, a lot of those, you know, when the risk off happens, video game companies, it's like the logical stay-at-home assets that have been acting as hedges on bad days are starting to not perform well when, you know, the other part of the market performs well, which it did.
You simply listen to them as part of
3.6. Not great, not terrible.
Comrade, can we look at DGB USD? I appreciate your live streams. Thanks, comrade.
Kalishnikov, thank you for the ribbons and Grogan, not going to terrible. You want to look at pretty much the, you know, Soviet Union version of a crypto, I guess, right? From the 80s. Sure.
All you're doing is watching it.
Take a gander. Okay, man. This to me. It's very interesting because there's a couple schools or trains of thought or schools of trains of thoughts. I don't know. A train full of schools of thought here, you know, where, hey, harmonic, XABCD. Well, you reversed. But now it's like, is that a head and shoulders developing on the 4-hour scrubby? But now what makes me a little nervous about this is what is going on, chat, here, really, right? We talk about distribution on Litecoin, but then we look at DGB had a really nice run. Okay, but now it's making proportionate lower highs, 3 of them. 3 proportionate lower highs. And to boot, you've got a pathetic looking price. Oh, you have pathetic looking price action, but rather bearish. With a higher high, and then lower high. It's like the third peak of the 3 falling peaks pattern just happens to be a scrub head and shoulders. Does that make sense? So confirmation lines down here at 13. What is that? No, 1.3 pennies. Great, dude. Well, how many ruples is that? Can anyone help me? Thanks. So yeah, dude. Consecutive distribution. I mean, this is a classic distribution pattern that if it breaks ever 1.3 cents, it's gonna be a nasty sell-off. Okay, I mean, you know, we could do a measured move, which is gonna just bring you down to heck. There is some, you know, historical support resistance back from 2019 that you are above. So staying above that long enough, great. You've sprung, you even back tested the spring to rally, but now lower highs. So 1.7 cents, very important. You fall back below that, I do think you're really going to see the confirmation line of this bearish pattern again. And like, dude, 100% measured move. See, I don't even want to plot it. It's such a large pattern. I mean, it's going to be like down here. It's going to be like down at like 0.3 of 1 cent. It's stupid, all right? So we can just use Fibonacci, I guess. How deep have we retraced so far? All right, we've retraced 50% of the way. So you'd think, like, you could easily understand that deep retraces are where there is more perceived value. 88.6, 78.6% retrace. That's like 4.4 tenths of 1 penny, 6.93 tenths of 1 penny or cent or whatever. Okay, so, you know, it may not even make a measured move, but we might start, you know, you'd be looking for like bullish divergence and edge on the market at these fib nodes, right? Where there's like support that is confluent with Fibonacci. Wow. Good Lord.
Bruh.
Man, we going today, chat. Freaking going. Yes, there is an asset that killed it today that has been in our ticker vocabulary lately. And that's MoneyGram. Wow. Right, MoneyGram, dude. 10.42% up today, and guess what? After hours, up another dime, 4.72%. All right. So what happened, man? From the previous high to low. Look at, I mean, dude, this is, all right, regardless of it already playing out, I don't care. But you understand, like, what I'm doing on Bitcoin right now with the divergence. And look at this. I mean, it's the same thing. You make a low on price. You make about the exact same low on price. It's actually a lower trader settled up. The candle close. Higher levels of relative strength. That is a technical buying signal. Whether it plays out or not, hey, you don't know. But that's how you gain an edge on the market. And since that second bottom with bullish divergence, no negative momentum on the lower low. What? That's also kind of like bullish, man. Since then, you've run up and you exceeded a 50% retrace today. Almost hit a golden retrace. I think after hours. Nah, not close. You had a real big pullback. And that had to do probably with the index funds pulling back too. Just happens. But in the golden zone, right? And if you exceed this golden zone, the target after that's 276. This has all been discussed on stream. This isn't like we're just looking at this for the first time ever, man. Okay. Bando, well, I mean, you know, Forex, we looked at the euro to the US dollar. recently, but people request different things and all that. So, oh, MoneyGram partnered with Uber. Is that what it was? Is OneUp not working today? I don't know. I don't think no one's tipped crypto. I have not been notified of that yet, so it should be fine. It's been good. At least since it was fixed last time. You just never know. Ooh, is that cup with handle, man?
To me, China.
Is that AC with handle? Kappa. Check out Netflix.
Yeah, dude, that's cup with handle, man. It's inverse cup with handle 3 methods or something, dude. Okay? It's all of them. Yeah, Netflix? Sure. Let me guess. Well, you know what? With Netflix, that's one of those stay-at-home hedge assets, right? Make sure I'm not... I got everyone. Okay, good. Alright. Yeah, Netflix. Right. Stay at home, act like video game companies. Probably Clorox took a beating today, maybe Zoom. I mean, you just think about the ones. Sorry, this is, yeah, there was a double top within a double top. It happened. Yeah, it's real life. So you have broken a critical ice line, $420.
Is that a joint?
You probably can't because stock will withdraw.
Bruh.
It's not good. All right, divergence, very real. Look, 4 hour, you had divergence here. It showed up more than the 60-minute, but then look, man, just extend out, this slightly higher high, and you got divergence here too, man. Impending price action, reversal to the downside. God, I hope some people are paying attention that just, they come here and they learn a thing or two, but it's like, dude, learn about buyer exhaustion. Implement it into your strategy. It will help immensely. But that 420 is not a joke. Look left. We've double topped there before. All right, so it's not about the breakout that we've had. We broke out literally today. It is about the fall through that we receive after. So you end up making a higher low than $400. Hey, man, all of a sudden it could just be it pivots and runs again, but you're not oversold yet. There's absolutely... Well, I mean, if you start pivoting, you could start arguing about hidden bullish divergence if it's above $400, but that just hasn't happened yet. Not enough data. You just broke out today, man. Okay, I'll tell you this too. Demand line was broken. This is a dragon, a bearish dragon pattern. Bearish dragon, dude. All right. How do we size up the bearish dragon, man? From the low point to the high point, the 618 is the target. Now, you may not get there because there's just too much overwhelming amounts of support looking left, which we didn't test the candle closes, but this would be it. If you're trading, look, and the daily, man, come on, chat. This is like why I exist, so you can become learned if you didn't know. I mean, everyone knows everything, but, if you didn't know, it's like, this is what you look for. The edge on the market, Netflix was clearly showing one, and this was also discussed whenever we looked at it. A high on price, a slightly higher high on price, and almost inexistent positive Momo and lower levels of relative strength, and an evening star, shooting star to boot. 3 black crows kind of too, right? And just more follow through now. So great. It's the dragon. Yeah, join the Discord. That's it, dude. That's how it works. You join the Discord, we hang out, we share charts, we talk about memes and dreams and everything else, all right? Sometimes keto. Oh, nice. There's a burr in the chat. Perfect. Artsy. Thanks, man. See, I don't understand. Like, we're looking at TA being extremely well respected, and all we're getting is just, I don't even know. We're talking about things that don't matter, right? So let's jumpstart that. So, all right, where is everyone at right now? around the world. Tell me. Let's see how global this stream is right now. Okay? I think I've done my part, you know, trying to create a little bit of clarity, taking requests, doing everything, right? So you show me where you're at. Okay. Iowa, we have multiple Iowans.
It's China to me, China. China.
CNST for the win. Looks pretty.
I did. I'll tell you later, NFT, man. Someone was talking about that yesterday or something, right? But let's check this out, man. Paris, Australia, London, Spain, Brazil, Belgium, Denmark, Georgia, you know, Oregon, Cali, Miami, New Mexico, New Zealand, dude, everywhere. You get that right. Islamabad, my God, really? Of course, LA, New Jersey, Houston, Indiana. Where are you from? Pawnee, Indiana? Indiana, dude? Jamaica, man. South Africa. See, that's it, dude. Peru. It's like every word coming out of my mouth is like somewhere very different. Iceland. Oh my God, dude. Not the bad guys from Mighty Ducks 2, dude. Oh, nice. Destroyed. That was at the top of a range or something, right?
Would love to see more FX on here.
Thanks, Bando, for the threes. Well, I mean, like, dude, talking about precious metals is technically, in a way,
It's
Forex,
China
right?
to me,
In
China.
a way.
China.
Could you
Sugar,
check out
commodities.
Seeds? Entered at 8 and 10 and took profits today. Is that gap up considered a reversal pattern? Maybe a star? I am still working on identifying patterns. 0.070896885 LTC.
Oh, wow. Well, that's good to hear that the 1UP coin's working. Thank you for the Litecoin contribution. Yeah, well, look at these, dude. Thank y'all. Sorry, still got a lot of Kashmir, Dublin. My God. Dude, this is just... It's so cool, man. Live streaming is the way. Because it's like, dude, if it wasn't for technical analysis or crypto or stocks or commodities or whatever, I mean, there's a lot of differences many of us have, but this is the one thing that brings us together, and it's the charts. And I think that's so cool.
Streams are appreciated. I'm looking forward to stream 1000. Under Armour is performing well. Can we possibly look at where it might go?
Of course.
Thank you, sire. 18.000000000ZRX.
Yeah, UA, dude. Somebody flex the UA. Yeah. Not UAV. Under Armour. Yeah, we'll look at that too. So here's Constellation. I don't know, man, like what it was. And nearing the bottom of a range, I guess you could say. There's... Are you like inverse head and shoulders, man? Is that what your aspirations are? Bearish engulfing candle today? I don't know, man. Breaking below 31.55 would have me monkey-essing pretty hard. I don't see an edge. I see absolutely no edge right now. Right? If you just painted a bearish engulfing candle, so we have no Japanese candlestick reversal candle on the upside. We've just been selling off for the past week and a half or so. Excuse me. After double topping. It's just like you'll probably see 31.55 to test it soon. If you can hold that, we start showing some, hidden bullish divergence or, any reason, any signal. Okay, but like now I don't see any kind of buying signal or anything that would make me, nothing jumps out at me like, oh my God, man, this is going to be amazing. Like, think about a potential double top. It's just way too large. Measured move would put you down at all-time lows. But, 50 to 62% retrace from this low to high. Again, nothing. I'm seeing no edge right now. Okay. And that's like what TA is. TA is just your ability to identify an edge on the market. If it's there, there might be an opportunity to take a long. If it meets criteria of your own formula, whatever, right? This one, I'm not seeing anything for a swing trade. Okay. Whew. Oh my God, dude. I remember we looked at this like once ever. Pretty simple chart. Simple TA, man. So SeaWorld. Yes, we know you don't want to see the worlds. We know you want to go to SeaWorld. Had an immense day. 7% up on a gap. I wonder if that had anything to do with the index funds pumping like to Jesus, man. Nah. Not yet. Yeah, it did, actually, probably, right? So, I mean, was there news on SeaWorld doing something different? Yeah, economy's opening back up. All right. Risk off. Ascending triangle-esque. You've technically broken out, right? I mean, you could have looked at this like 3 rising valleys. Sure. And what's so nice about SeaWorld, and I'm sure, like, I don't know, my work saves sometimes, it doesn't. You see this 1045 to 1183. You went and you back tested. This is why understanding Wyckoff terminology is so important. Being able to identify a spring, right? Look here, 2016, right? 2017 lows. You broke back above them both, and then you back tested it when it was supposed to be resistance. It became support again. And to boot, at that critical ice line, the back test of the spring, bullish engulfing candle. Wow. So it's like there are things that we can identify. You just have to continue investing in yourself so you can identify them. But that is the most important thing, investing in yourself. So you don't even have to understand Bukowski patterns to see that there was maybe an opportunity there if one was to play Wyckoff, right? But then at the same time, it's like other ways to visualize opportunity from other people. I mean, you just look at one. This is the same one, really? And then you get one more. And it's like the 3 rising valleys. And as of today, on a gap up, you've broken the confirmation line. Another way, right? You just anchor it from here to that peak. And you see it was like a symmetrical triangle, right? Tons of ways to perceive charts, right? And look what you did. You gapped up out of it, and you even back tested it on another day. All right, so I just don't know how you can't find this to be extremely fun. Like, this is just awesome. Seeing TA be respected over and over and over again. Doesn't matter what market we go to. We go to Forex, we go to commodities, we go to stocks, we go to crypto. Crypto is a little less reliable oftentimes, especially with the liquid S coins. But, right? And so if we're to look at targets for Fibonacci, we understand that we've exceeded a 382 as of today. Yeah, Bitcoin saves lives. Yeah, man, for sure. For sure. But we know the golden zone, right? We've achieved it. At least the bottom part. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess we can take a gander at it. I had it up a minute ago, but from yesterday. This is great. I mean, you think that here's a potential reversal area right here at $20 on the dot. But if you can break that psychological, but also manufactured overhead resistance, you'd think the next target's 2268, and that's not going to be easy to break because from history, that's acted as resistance and support. So big time resistance, 2268. All right. Very nice. I mean, 100% measured move at this. If you're going to do that, it's going to be probably near the 786. So much higher prices. But SeaWorld, dude, I don't know. Chatty there. Are we cool? Wheeler? What was the next one? Yes. Excited about this one. I mean, how can you ignore this? And it only good has happened. This is, Fishhead, I believe, is the father of at least saying, hey man, take a look at this, dude, because I'm seeing something, because he's learned, because he can read and identify things. He's like, hey, look at this. It's like, okay, let's look at it. And it's like, oh my God, this is spectacular looking. Under Armour, potential double bottom, up 6.5% today. Macro helped, but the immense amount of volume on this second bottom is telling. I mean, that's all you need on this chart right now. I know, like, you know, you got that's your target. I mean, 1043 would be the first target, but we know some of us are still in this, right? And it wasn't just a potential double bottom by itself, was it? No, come on, man. Bullish divergence on the daily. You make a low and you make a second low that's the same, and much lower levels of negative Momo, higher levels of relative strength. Fantastical, man. When we are baking our cake, these are some good ingredients, and the cake is baking, and it smells so good throughout the house. It's almost like, dude, oh my god. Just kidding. Sorry. I don't know. I should. And again, dude, it's like we're baking bread, and we could be kings on Under Armour, dude, okay? Perfect. Just kidding, man. We're just screwing around. No, man, you're not supposed to screw around. This is supposed to be super serious. Yeah, dude. You would know it was serious if I was wearing kahiki pants, and driving shoes right now, and my shirt was tucked in. None of that's going on, okay? What's up, Fishhead, dude? Yeah, dude. Thanks for the 3. Yep. Marijuana, dude. The cannabis continuing to rise. Why? Dude, we talked about it on Patreon night, where it's like, hey, you see this huge pattern on CGC. How is it going to get to those targets? Maybe something to do with legalizing weed. It's like the self-fulfilling thing. It's like Las Vegas Sands at the 786 of its bearish cipher pattern dumped when, and on the same day, 786 hits, coronavirus news breaks. Boom.
It's
destroyed.
China to me, China.
THXS for the props. What about them 420 stocks, Tulry?
I was waiting on that. But, yeah, man. Yes, sir. Marijuana's. The cannabis, dude. Yeah, right. We looked at it like just a triangle. Like a symmetrical triangle breakout. And yeah, that was perception. Price contraction, man. There it is. Oh my god, it's so simple. Super simple. I mean, measured move, you know, it's... On this one, did we... I'm looking at this in log scale. We don't have to look at it in log. But log scale seems so... I mean, it makes so much sense. You know, we had a channel here, but... what does it look like? Okay, if we do it not in log, just for the pattern and the measurement of the move, it's kind of ugly. It looks so much better in log scale. So 100% measured move. I mean, it's ridiculous, dude. It really is ridiculous. Like, how does this even happen, you know? The target's 1422.
Is that a join?
Okay, so that's not any different. It's just I re-plotted this because, you know, half the time I'm doing charts over here, the work's not going to save. It happens. No big deal. I'm not complaining. But, yeah, that's the way it's been. Good stuff. How many Davids are in the chat? All right, if you're a David, say something, man. Do it or else. Super exciting right here, man. UA. Yeah, it's so disappointing about gold, you know. They've had their runs. They've had extremely good runs. I mean, gold's in a kind of a multi-year uptrend now. I mean, it's 2 years, like since my streaming tenure, it's been bullish on gold for the most part. We had one major dip, but that ended up just being another major higher low. And after that, man, it was nothing but amazing patterns, like another impulse up, and then you have a falling wedge, and then you rally, and you break the neckline, you moon. I mean, dude, that's the way gold's been through all the ups and downs. You know, you had, of course, the cash grab when the stock market crashed, but you're well above that now. Yeah, Fishhead, for sure, dude. Yeah, your name could have been Juju Smith-Schuster. It would have been a whole lot funnier, and you might have been on ESPN or something, right? Because we know where that's from. Or Comedy Central. Yeah. Oh God, I mean, if we're talking about a measured move here, dude, don't even I mean, it's like so far out of reach. But position trading this, you know, like, what do you think it is? No, what literally is it, you mean? It literally is $13.95 on Under Armour. That's the target for a 100% measured move. Okay. What's Under Armour's slogan? We hate big pronouns. I think so. Yeah, very, very concerned here on gold on the daily, actually. Okay. Quite concerned. You know, this reminds me of Netflix. I mean, Jeffy, if you're still out there, man. You know, this could be a little concerning, right? Where you made a high on price, you're making a higher high on price. And just almost inexistent positive momentum on the slightly higher high after touching historical overhead resistance that we've had plotted for so long. Right back here, November 2011, February 2012. This thing has just been stair-stepping up. I mean, this was, you know, different. Yeah, you got to be mindful of the daily, and the weekly I think is still showing that. But what if we do this? Oh. Was it like a huge rising wedge pattern? Or it could be just a channel. One could perceive it as a channel. I mean, really, if gold's macro stays bullish, you could oscillate between this for months, you know. So at least we know there's a demand line here, and the demand line will be propped up with some horizontal line support. All right. Praying that it's nothing, you know, last time we showed divergence on the daily. Well, Corona. Hopefully you just you underperform and you're selling. It's just not bad, and you pivot, end up making a higher low, and go again. All right, man. We've been live for 1 hour. If you're enjoying the live stream, the like button, the bell, the sub, whatever, man.
Bruh.
All right, so top of the hour, so we can just go back to Bitcoin real quick for you. Oops. Yeah, man, it's like there are definitely two schools of thought. I'm not gonna fight either side. I'm not gonna, like, you know, say, hey man, bears are stupid or bulls are stupid, because both of them have an argument here. One argument I think is like the Wyckoff distribution. You're in phase D right now, the last point of supplies. we get to 8,500 and break it, we're screwed, right? It's going to break out bearishly. You're going to see 7,700, 7,400, and after that, 6,800. That's another, critical. We know that we've memorized the historical sports, all right? So you're going to have a bad time. Even I don't think you want to test 8,500 again, dude. Because then that's just like you're clearly not making accumulation anymore, right? So there is for real right now, as you can see, distribution, and there really is some sort of buy wall here at 8,500. So it's like testing 8,500 again. That it might be time. Like you've just tested it too long. We know where we are in Wyckoff distribution schematic. So this is the time. The bulls have the ball, or they're about to have the ball. The performance of the bullish divergence playing out, the price action we're going to see soon, is going to dictate really, I think what's coming in the next weeks or couple weeks, where if this divergence vastly underperformed, this type of divergence in a bullish trend should do extremely well. I mean, it should be like a major pivot point on the daily to where we start rising, we eventually test 99.50 again and then go higher. Like, that's the performance you have to have in order to invalidate Wyckoff distribution. But if we get this divergence that's shown up, it's here. It's coming. Like, follow price action, it's nothing certain, right? But the move up should be happening soon. If it moves up and is trash, you hit 91.50 and make a lower high and you start selling off again, and there's like no positive momentum with it, well, then you could start saying, okay, man, we know who owns this market right now, and it's not the bulls. You don't underperform. We seldom get a 4-hour bullish divergence and uptrends. You just don't get it very often. And when you do, it normally goes really well. So we are at very interesting times. Phase D of Wyckoff distribution. But there's still a chance for the bulls, as I've just stated, with divergence in the 60-minute and 4-hour. There you go, man. So I think we're caught up, man. I think we're good, right? No need for an extended stream if we're, if we got it covered. Right, understand. The consensus right now, I think, is there is certain seller exhaustion on not so significant time scales that could yield you higher prices very, very soon. I think we very well could be in the midst of something called the shortening of the thrust, and more divergence has developed in the midst of that shortening of the thrust. 8,500 is critical support. How we would trade, all the bullish indicators is pictured here. And that's what we would want to see. That's like the long area at the 50% 618, the targets. How do we get to those targets? Right here. Okay. So we've done it, man. What a stream. I think it's been a good one. And we've got less than 1 hour. We got less than 50 minutes until your daily candle close. How about that? Save some energy for 1,000. Ah, dude, I'm on keto, so any fat reserve I have can be burned at, all the time. I don't rely on glycogen, really, so. Funny you ask, or you say that. Okay. Okay, sorry. Are we spinning the wheel in episode 1000? For sure, dude. I guess. It's gonna be probably bad, though. I've heard rumors of VeChain doing things on that day. Alright, y'all. Thanks so much for the likes, love, support, contributions. Bitcoin is poised for a reversal to the upside based on the less significant time scales, but we also know, depending on its performance, is going to give us a huge signal of who owns this market right now, because it is a little nebulous. Okay. So I'll be back. Jacob, thank you for the 5 super chat.
Bruh.
I'll let it play because it doesn't play on the other screen. Healer. Thank you, dude, for the vibe. Alright. Let's see if the shorting the thrust plays out, man, woman, or child. Till next time, respect the TA.
JP, I'm a robot. I like robots. I have a robot vagina.
Adios, turd nuggets.